Chosen one, hear me now. This is not an accident, not a coincidence, not some random moment on a random day. No, this is divine alignment, and you were pulled here because your spirit is ready to hear what heaven has been whispering. Friday is not just another day on the calendar. It is a turning point, a moment written in your story long before you took your first breath. And when it arrives, you will finally understand why you were chosen. You have always felt it, the weight of being different, the call that sets you apart from those around you. You've carried questions in your heart that no one else seemed to ask. You've endured battles others could not survive, and still something inside you refused to break. That something is proof. Proof that you were marked, sealed, and set apart for this very time. Friday will be the day when the shadows you've walked through start to make sense. The hidden pieces will begin to fit together, and you will see the hand of God writing in your life with unmistakable clarity. It may not unfold in a way the world expects. It may not come wrapped in comfort or familiarity, but it will come, and it will leave no doubt that heaven has been watching you, preparing you, and guarding you. You are not ordinary. You are a carrier of divine purpose, a vessel of light in a world that often drowns in darkness. That is why the road has been so heavy, why you have faced betrayals, losses, and moments where your faith was tested in silence. Every wound, every delay, every unanswered question has been shaping you for this encounter. And now, the waiting is nearly over. Do you feel the stirring already? The way your spirit tightens, the way your heart beats differently when truth is near. That is confirmation. Heaven is leaning in, and the message is clear. Something is about to break open in your life. Something that cannot be explained by human logic, but only by divine orchestration. And listen carefully, because I will not tell you everything yet. Some truths are revealed only in the right timing, when your spirit is open enough to receive them. Friday holds more than you expect, and what happens on that day will prove beyond question why you were chosen. Not everyone will see it, not everyone will understand, but you will know. Chosen one, prepare yourself. The encounter that is coming is sacred. It carries both weight and wonder, and as you step into it, you will never again doubt the reason you were set apart. The moment you've been sensing is not born of chance or the random unfolding of events. It comes from a higher source, from a place where time and eternity meet. What is drawing near is not man-made, not crafted by your own striving, but carried on the breath of God Himself. Every step you've taken, even the ones that seemed like detours, has been guiding you closer to this appointed encounter. There is a rhythm to divine timing that no earthly clock can dictate. You may have felt delayed, overlooked, even hidden, yet, in truth, you were being preserved. Preserved for the very hour when your story would align with heaven's script. And now, that script is opening, revealing lines that have your name woven into them. Understand this, the one who spoke galaxies into existence is the same one who has been speaking over you. His voice is not bound by human ears, but by spirit. That is why sometimes you've felt an unexplainable pull, a stirring that no one else around you could understand. That was heaven preparing you, tuning your heart to the frequency of destiny. You may have thought your prayers went unanswered, but in reality, they were being stored, collected in the unseen, waiting for the precise moment when release would carry the greatest impact. That moment is at the threshold now. You are standing closer to fulfillment than your eyes can perceive. What is coming will carry His signature, subtle, yet undeniable. It will not be the loudest thing in the room, but it will be the most unshakable. His presence will move like a current beneath the surface, rearranging things in ways you cannot orchestrate. People will not understand how doors open, why favor follows you, why peace rests on you, even when storms rage. But you will know it is because His hand is upon you. Do not mistake this as an ordinary encouragement. This is not a message meant for just anyone scrolling by. It is precise, targeted, intentional. The heavens do not waste words. When God speaks, He speaks with purpose, and right now, His purpose is leaning directly into your life. The days leading up to Friday may feel heavy, as though the air itself carries tension. That is because what is forming in the unseen is pressing against the veil, ready to break through. Angels are moving, assignments are shifting, and every delay the enemy tried to use against you is collapsing under divine authority. This introduction is not to fill your heart with fear, but to anchor you in certainty. You are not forgotten. You are not wandering without direction. You are being summoned into alignment with something far greater than you imagined, and when it reveals itself, it will carry a clarity that leaves no doubt this was always destined. What approaches is not ordinary. It is prophetic in nature, carrying a weight that bends the air around it. The encounter set before you is not random, but divinely woven into the fabric of your timeline. Friday has been marked in eternity's calendar, a day sealed with purpose long before you were aware of it. When it arrives, it will not simply be another date to pass by unnoticed. It will be a confirmation, a revelation, and a shifting point that draws a line between what was and what will now be. You may have wondered why certain people have recently drifted away, why certain doors closed, why the atmosphere in your life has felt unsettled. These were not accidents. They were preparations, holy rearrangements making room for what is about to manifest. The prophecy is this: on Friday, an encounter will unfold that reveals why you have been carried through storms, why you were preserved in hidden seasons, why you endured battles that would have crushed another soul. It will be the unveiling of your assignment and the public confirmation of what heaven has always known about you. This encounter may not arrive in the form you expect. It might come through a conversation that pierces your spirit with truth. It might come through a shift in circumstances, so sudden it feels like the ground itself is moving beneath your feet. Or it may come in silence, a quiet moment where everything around you seems ordinary, but within your heart a certainty explodes. This is it. The day I have been prepared for. The language of prophecy is often symbolic, and so is the language of your life. Pay attention to the details, for they will carry messages from heaven. The way light falls into a room, the words someone speaks unknowingly, the unusual peace that suddenly blankets you. These are not to be dismissed. They are divine signatures, signals that you are walking into the very fulfillment spoken over you. For so long, you have carried questions. Why me? Why this path? Why these hardships? The answer will echo through Friday's moment. You will see how each hardship was not wasted, but woven into strength. You will see that rejection was protection, that delay was preservation, and that silence was the breeding ground for clarity. Every fragment of your past will gather into a coherent picture, and the revelation will strike deep. You were chosen, not despite your trials, but because of them. The prophecy does not promise ease, but it does promise meaning. What you will witness is not a shallow blessing that fades with time, but a deep unveiling that shifts how you see yourself and your purpose. It will feel like standing at the edge of a vast horizon, finally realizing that everything before you was only the beginning. And this is not only for you. The encounter will ripple outward, touching lives connected to yours. Others will see the transformation and be stirred without fully understanding why. Some will admire, others will resist, but none will be able to deny that something undeniable has touched your life. That is the mark of prophecy fulfilled. It cannot be hidden, even if you tried. Do not let fear rise as you hear this. Do not imagine it as something to dread. Prophecy does not come to destroy, but to illuminate. Yes, it may stretch you. Yes, it may challenge the comfort zones you've built, but it will also set you free. Free from confusion, free from doubt, free from the chains of almost but not yet. The encounter coming Friday is not about proving your worth. You were already worthy. It is about proving the divine signature on your life. It will confirm to your spirit what your heart has long suspected. You are not moving aimlessly. You are walking in alignment with a script written by hands greater than your own. When it happens, you will not need to ask, Is this it? Your spirit will know. It will resonate like a chord finally struck, reverberating through your entire being with the sound of completion. The prophecy unveiled will leave you standing in awe, whispering only one truth. Now I see why I was chosen. What is about to unfold is more than an event marked on the calendar. It is a mirror reflecting spiritual truth back into your life. The encounter you are walking toward is layered with meaning, because heaven never moves without depth. Every divine appointment carries within it a teaching, a revelation, a hidden treasure meant to shape your soul for what comes next. Think of your journey as a seed. Seeds are planted in dark places, covered by soil, hidden from sight. For a season, nothing seems to happen. You are buried, unseen, pressed on every side. Yet in that hidden space, life is forming. Roots dig deep before the stem ever breaks the surface. That is what has been happening in you. For years, you have been stretching unseen, rooting into faith, pushing against resistance. Friday is not simply about a flower blooming. It is about the soil cracking open, announcing to the world that growth has taken place in silence. There is a principle here. Revelation always follows resistance. The storms you've endured were not punishments but catalysts. Every betrayal was a pruning. Every closed door was a redirection. Every silent night where prayers felt unanswered was an invitation to deepen trust. And now, the fruit of that trust is about to be revealed. Spiritually, this encounter represents a crossing. You are leaving behind one season and stepping into another. Just as Israel stood on the edge of the Red Sea, hemmed in by impossibility, you too have stood in moments where there seemed to be no way forward. But God specializes in ways where there are none. The waters part not for the strongest, but for the obedient. And your obedience, your choice to keep walking, even when you didn't see the path, has led you here. It is important to understand that divine timing is never rushed and never late. What happens Friday is not sudden to heaven, it is only sudden to you. Like a pot simmering, you only notice the boil when it breaks the surface, though heat has been working invisibly all along. So too the Spirit has been working, preparing this unveiling for you. Metaphorically, imagine yourself as a lantern. For years, you have carried oil, your prayers, your endurance, your faith, your sacrifices. The wick has been trimmed through trial, and now the flame is about to be lit. When it ignites, it won't just light your own path. It will send out a glow that others can see from a distance. That is why this encounter carries such depth. It is not only about your personal breakthrough, but about illumination for those connected to you. Transformation requires contrast, and that is why your life has known shadows. Without the darkness, the brilliance of light cannot be appreciated. Without the storm, the calm cannot be treasured. The meaning of this moment lies in the paradox. You were crushed, so you could expand, emptied, so you could be filled, broken, so you could carry unbreakable strength. Friday will not erase your scars. It will reveal them as proof of survival and vessels of testimony. The symbolism here is powerful. In Scripture, the number 5 represents grace, and the number 7 represents completion. You have walked through seasons of grace covering your weaknesses, and seasons of completion closing old chapters. Now, you are moving into alignment where grace and completion meet, a holy intersection where your past and future converge. Friday is that intersection. The depth of this encounter lies also in its subtlety. Some may look at your life and see nothing remarkable. They will dismiss it, misunderstand it, or overlook it. But the Spirit teaches that what is unseen is greater than what is seen. This is why Paul wrote, "Our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." The meaning is not in surface appearances, but in eternal weight. What seems small to the eye carries immeasurable significance in the Spirit. Understand also that this moment is not about performance. It is not about striving harder, proving yourself, or convincing anyone of your worth. The true meaning is that you already carry heaven's approval. This encounter is a revelation, not a negotiation. It unveils what is already sealed in you. That is why it will feel like recognition rather than reward, like remembering who you've always been rather than receiving something foreign. So breathe deeply and let this truth settle. You are not walking into something strange, you are walking into yourself. The divine version of you, the one heaven has always seen, is about to step into view. This is why the moment carries so much weight. It is not just a blessing, it is an unveiling of identity, destiny, and calling. When Friday arrives and the prophecy becomes tangible, remember this. The depth of the encounter is not measured by how it looks to others, but by how it transforms your spirit. You will feel it a shift, like the earth itself groaning, a resonance deep in your chest that says, "This is holy ground." As the day approaches, you will notice signals, not random coincidences, not fleeting curiosities, but living confirmations. These signs are heaven's way of whispering, yes, you are aligned. Yes, you are stepping into the appointed hour. And though they may appear ordinary to others, your spirit will know the difference. One of the first signs may be a shift in atmosphere. Suddenly, you may feel a heightened sensitivity to the energy around you. Rooms you walk into might feel heavier or lighter than before, as though your spirit is reading what eyes cannot see. This is not your imagination, it is your discernment sharpening, alerting you that something in the unseen is preparing to break through. Another sign comes through repetition. Pay attention to the numbers, the phrases, the symbols that keep appearing in your daily life. Perhaps you glance at the clock, and the same sequence greets you again and again. Perhaps you overhear conversations where the same word or theme echoes back to you. Repetition is never random. It is the language of the divine confirming alignment. You may also sense an unusual restlessness in the days leading up to Friday. Not anxiety, but a stirring. Like a traveler on the eve of a great journey, you will feel as though something within you cannot settle. That restlessness is a signpost, heaven's way of reminding you that you are about to step into motion, into change, into destiny. Dreams, too, will speak. Some of you will notice vivid dreams carrying symbols of transition, crossing bridges, walking through doors, climbing steps, standing in light. Others may dream of water, which often represents cleansing and renewal. Do not dismiss these night visions. Write them down, pray over them, and ask for wisdom to discern their meaning. Dreams are often the canvas on which God paints reminders of what He is about to do. You may also experience encounters with people that feel divinely orchestrated. A stranger says something that pierces straight to your heart. An old friend resurfaces at the exact time you needed counsel. Or someone you never expected becomes a messenger, unaware of how deeply their words strike. These interactions are not accidents, they are heavenly confirmations moving through human vessels. And then there is the sign of peace. Even in the midst of uncertainty, you may feel a calm that cannot be explained. Circumstances around you may remain unsettled, yet deep inside there will be stillness. That peace is the Spirit resting upon you, affirming that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Pay attention, because these signs are already unfolding. Do not dismiss them as small. A seed is small, yet it holds a forest inside it. Each sign is evidence that heaven is near, that the prophecy is alive, that the encounter is already unfolding before your eyes. But before the fullness of this prophecy takes shape, there are challenges hidden, subtle, and easily misunderstood. These are not meant to break you, but to refine you. They are the tests that sift gold from dust, the trials that confirm your readiness to carry what is about to be placed in your hands. One challenge will come through opposition. As you draw closer to your appointed encounter, resistance may arise from unexpected places. People you thought would support you may question you. Environments you once felt safe in may suddenly feel strained. This opposition is not proof that you are failing. It is proof that you are advancing. When light intensifies, shadows always react. Another hidden challenge is the temptation to doubt yourself. The whispers of, "Who am I to believe this?" or "What if I'm making it up?" may try to creep in. Doubt is the last weapon of delay, the enemy's attempt to pull you back into hesitation just before breakthrough. Recognize this voice for what it is, not your own, but a distortion meant to shake your confidence. Remember, truth often feels too big for us to hold at first, but that doesn't make it less true. A further challenge is the weight of waiting. Even though Friday is near, the hours before it may feel stretched, heavy, endless. You may sense anticipation building to the point of discomfort. Do not despise this tension. Waiting is not wasted time. It is sacred preparation. Just as a woman in labor feels intensity before birth, so too does the spirit feel pressure before release. You may also face the challenge of distraction. Right when you need clarity, small irritations or sudden chaos may rise to steal your focus. Pay attention to this. Distractions are not accidents. They are designed to pull your eyes away from what matters most. Guard your attention as you would guard treasure. Every moment of peace, every minute of reflection is vital preparation for what is coming. Lastly, there may be the hidden challenge of isolation. You might feel more alone than usual, even surrounded by people. This solitude is not punishment, but invitation. In silence, your spirit sharpens. In quiet, you hear whispers that are drowned out by noise. Do not fear the solitude. Embrace it as the chamber where destiny is sealed. Understand this. Hidden challenges are not roadblocks, they are confirmations. The very fact that resistance rises, doubts whisper, time stretches, distractions multiply, and silence grows heavy, is proof that you are standing on holy ground. The struggle is evidence of proximity. The closer you are to break through, the louder the noise becomes. So hold steady. Do not interpret these challenges as signs of abandonment, but as marks of preparation. You are not being punished, you are being trusted. Trusted to endure, trusted to discern, trusted to stand until the veil lifts and the promise steps into view. When heaven prepares you for an encounter, it does not leave you without guidance. Instructions are given, not to burden you, but to anchor you in clarity and direction. These next steps are sacred, for they align your spirit with the unfolding of prophecy. Take them seriously, for they are both protection and empowerment. First, remain watchful. The days leading into Friday are not ordinary, they are charged with significance. Guard your senses. Pay attention to the whispers, the nudges, the seemingly small impressions that rise within you. Do not brush them aside as random thoughts. Discern them as divine communication. Heaven often speaks in whispers, and only the attentive hear them. Second, cultivate stillness. In a world that pushes you to rush, resist the urge to run ahead. Create space to be quiet, to breathe, to listen. Light a candle, sit in silence, pray, meditate. Whatever form helps you tune your heart to heaven's frequency. The voice of God is rarely in the earthquake or the fire, but in the still small whisper. To catch it, your heart must be uncluttered. Third, consecrate your heart. This does not mean becoming perfect overnight. It means surrendering. Release bitterness, let go of grudges, repent of hidden resentments, and lay down the weight of fear. Holiness is not about flawless performance, it is about alignment. When your heart is aligned, the flow of divine energy moves without resistance. Fourth, protect your atmosphere. Not every conversation, not every environment, not every voice deserves access to your spirit this week. Discern carefully. If something drains you, distance yourself. If someone constantly pulls you into chaos, step back. This is not cruelty, it is stewardship. You are guarding the temple of your spirit for what heaven is about to release. Fifth, speak life. Words carry weight. What you declare shapes what you walk into. In the days leading up to Friday, do not allow negative confessions to spill from your lips. Instead, speak with intention. I am aligned. I am covered. I am ready. I will not miss what is mine. These declarations are not empty affirmations, they are weapons of faith. tearing down unseen barriers. Sixth, embrace expectancy. Expectancy is not passive hope. It is active agreement with heaven. Walk as though you know something is about to happen. Carry yourself with the posture of one preparing for a divine appointment. This does not mean forcing things to happen. It means positioning your spirit to receive what already has been ordained. Seventh, keep your heart open. The encounter may not look like what you imagined. It may come in disguise, hidden in the mundane, wrapped in simplicity. Do not despise the humble forms through which heaven often moves. Angels have appeared as strangers. Miracles have come through ordinary vessels. Stay open, for your blessing may look different than your expectation. Finally, give thanks in advance. Gratitude is a magnet for breakthrough. Do not wait until after the encounter to lift your praise. Begin now. Thank God for what is coming. Thank Him for every delay that protected you, every battle that strengthened you, every closed door that preserved you. Gratitude sharpens your spirit and prepares you to see the fullness of the moment. These are not small steps. They are holy preparations. When followed, they form a pathway of readiness. They create a shield around you, a focus within you, and a resonance that draws the encounter closer. Remember, divine instructions are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to free you, to give you the confidence of knowing you are prepared. When Friday comes, you will not be caught off guard. You will not stumble into it unaware. You will step into it ready, steady, and aligned with heaven's heartbeat. As you walk toward this appointed moment, you may wonder, will I be safe? Will I be covered? Will I be able to withstand the weight of what is coming? Hear this clearly, you are not walking into this alone. The same hand that led you through valleys, that shielded you from dangers unseen, is the hand that surrounds you now. Divine protection is not a vague idea, it is a living reality. Think back to all the nights you should have broken but didn't. All the situations where others counted you out, yet you remained standing. That was not luck, that was protection. Angels have stood at your side when enemies plotted. Grace has wrapped itself around you when mistakes threatened to destroy you. Mercy has lifted you from pits that should have buried you. And if God has kept you this far, He will not abandon you now. Picture it, a shield of light encircling you. Wherever you walk, unseen forces of heaven walk with you. When danger rises, they push it back. When darkness whispers, they drown it out. Even when you feel the weight of fear pressing in, this shield holds, unshaken, impenetrable. You are surrounded more than you realize. Protection also means peace, the kind of peace that doesn't make sense to the mind, but anchors the heart. You may feel tension in the air this week, but within you, there will be a calm that cannot be stolen. That calm is the assurance of God's presence. His Spirit does not merely visit you, it abides with you. And where His Spirit is, no power of darkness can prevail. Do not believe the lie that you must hold everything together by your own strength. You are not being asked to carry this moment alone. You are asked only to trust, to lean into the everlasting arms that have always carried you. Even when you cannot see the way, you are being guided. Even when you cannot fight the battle, you are being defended. Let this assurance settle deep. You are safe. Not safe from challenge, but safe in challenge. Not spared from storms, but sustained in storms. Not exempt from trial, but empowered to overcome trial. This is the promise that goes before you. And when Friday arrives, you will feel it tangibly, the invisible shield, the covering presence, the peace that surpasses understanding. It will remind you that no matter what unfolds, you are held in a grip that cannot be loosened. What awaits you beyond this encounter is not just a moment of confirmation, but a transformation that ripples through every part of your being. This is the fulfillment of promises long whispered, the unveiling of identity long hidden, the release of power long prepared. When Friday arrives and the veil is lifted, you will not be the same as you were before. Transformation rarely announces itself with fanfare. Often, it feels like an internal shift, first subtle but undeniable. Your thoughts become clearer, your spirit steadier, your vision sharper. Suddenly, the confusion that once clouded your path dissolves, and you see where you are meant to go. That is the essence of divine transformation. It begins within, but it does not remain there. From the inside out, you will notice the change. Where fear once gripped you, courage will rise. Where doubt once paralyzed you, faith will move freely. Where wounds once defined you, healing will become your new language. This is not wishful thinking. It is the natural result of walking into alignment with heaven's timing. The fulfillment is not only external blessing, but internal rebirth. And yet, outwardly, doors will open. Opportunities will present themselves. People who once ignored you will recognize you. The atmosphere around you will shift, and it will be clear to others that something has changed. They may not understand what happened, but they will sense it. Fulfillment is not a private thing. It radiates outward, affecting every sphere of your life. Picture a caterpillar hidden away in its cocoon, unseen and unmoving. To the outside eye, nothing is happening, but within, transformation is fierce. Structures break down, identities dissolve, wings form. When the cocoon opens, the creature that emerges bears no resemblance to what was before. That is what this encounter is for you. The season of cocooning ends. The wings are ready. And when you rise, it will be undeniable that you are no longer who you once were. Fulfillment is not the end of the story, it is the beginning of a new one. The encounter on Friday is a doorway, not a finish line. Walking through it will open you to a landscape of new responsibilities, new callings, new impact. Do not fear this expansion. You were built for it. Every trial, every night of endurance, every unanswered question was shaping the strength required for what lies ahead. There will also be joy, deep, unshakable joy. Gratitude will flood you as you realize how every detail of your journey was necessary. The nights you thought you would not survive, the tears that soaked your pillow, the silence that felt unbearable, they were all threads woven into this tapestry. And when you see the completed picture, joy will overwhelm sorrow. Gratitude will silence regret. Hope will outshine despair. This is what fulfillment looks like. Not perfection, not ease, but divine completion. A sense of wholeness, of alignment, of knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be. And from that place, you will step into a season unlike any you've ever known. Now that the message has been spoken, let it sink into your spirit like rain upon dry soil. What has been promised is not far off, it is near, waiting for your agreement, waiting for your faith to rise and meet it. This is the moment where you anchor yourself, not in fear of what could go wrong, but in certainty of what has already been written. You do not need to perform. You do not need to strive. You need only to believe, to hold steady, to walk forward with open hands and an open heart. The encounter that Friday holds is already in motion, and nothing can stop what heaven has decreed. So take these affirmations and let them be your shield and your song in the days ahead. Speak them aloud. Whisper them in your heart. Carry them into your sleep. I am aligned with divine timing. I am covered by divine protection. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me. I will not miss the encounter destined for my life. Repeat them until they echo in your bones, until they drown out doubt, until they remind you of who you are and whose you are. And now receive this blessing. May peace surround you like a fortress. May courage rise in you like a flame that cannot be extinguished. May clarity flood your mind, removing confusion and fear. May your steps be steady, guided by unseen hands that never falter. And when Friday comes, may you walk into your encounter with confidence, knowing heaven itself has gone before you. You are stepping into fulfillment. You are stepping into recognition. You are stepping into the proof of why you were chosen. Nothing can delay it. Nothing can deny it. Nothing can take it from you. So walk boldly, stand firmly, rest peacefully, for what has been spoken is sealed, and what is sealed cannot be broken. Your life is about to testify to the truth of divine promise. And your heart will know, beyond all doubt, this was the day heaven proved its word. Go forward with blessing, go forward with peace, go forward with certainty. The encounter is waiting, and it will change everything.